Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. This your boy Dizzy D Spill with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
It's Farmer Poe.
How y'all doing, fellas?
Man, I'm exhausted, bro. I'm whooped, bro. It's been a lot going on this last week, man. We're working, dealing with the house and vehicle and extracurricular activities. And
Yeah.
I'm good. Honestly, it was an up and down week though. Lightweight.
Yeah.
Like I left work on Wednesday.
Okay.
No, yeah, on Thursday. Actually, me and my coworker left work on like Wednesday or Thursday. We was both like, "Yo, I'm going home and finna drink." I'm finna go, and then Friday was like a whole opposite of Thursday. So
you got some plant-based Hennessy?
Yeah, tell us about this.
Some mushroom Hennessy.
Tell us about this G-rated alcohol
She
you got.
doing?
Nah, man, tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah.
Was
It's
that grown?
plant-based.
Was that grown from
It's plant-based.
plant-based tequila, huh? What kind of concoction needs to be made?
Oh, man, I don't know. Somebody dug that thing about the earth.
He said, my job was to purchase it. I ain't gotta ask all them questions.
I think you're supposed to know all that stuff, though.
Nah, I don't make no alcohol,
I think
man.
you like at least need to know like what the liquor's lineage. For I mean, like you healthy, right? You Farmer Poe, like you supposed to be reading all the labels and be like, this was made with potato skins,
Hey, listen, if it was made some potato skins,
agave from the Mother Earth, and like you should know those type of things. I feel like
Understand it.
and
I'm
some
learning.
limes that I grew.
I'm learning. Nah, it was a good. Oh shit, it's a good week. But weekend, not so bad either. I've been in the garden a lot, so that's always good.
Yeah, man.
What you growing right now?
Right now I have in my front yard bed. It's celery that I'm about to harvest. Some lettuce, kale, mustard greens.
Okay.
And then what I just like planted was like a bunch of tomatoes, beans, basil, onions, garlic, all that good stuff. And then all the fruit trees, they're already flowering and
Okay.
fruiting. So I got
So we'll be over there shortly.
Yeah, because I was just want to ask. I'm like,
peaches,
bro,
cherries,
ain't no.
you know what I
You
mean?
said all these vegetables and stuff. I was like, is fruit not in season right now? This nigga ain't got.
nah, that's what
He said that's a lie that the government has made. You're really supposed to grow around this time of the year.
Nah, they hear the peaches, nectarines. I just bought a couple of new fruit trees from Costco, so I got a pair, actually 2 pairs. And,
Shout out to pears.
Shout out to the pears.
Yeah. So wait. You growing white nectarines or the more regular ass?
Nah, I don't have
You
the
got
white
them all
nectarines.
regular
I actually
ass.
don't like the white
Moving on.
nectarines too good, too much. They're not as sweet. The ones that I grew last year, fire.
So tell us about these
We didn't
plants.
have any, so we don't know.
Tell us about these
So
very
hearsay.
unique plant-based sunglasses you got on right now, man.
It's funny that you ask because what it is dry stems.
Because my man came
He said,
in, my man is earthed up. All I see is green. You know what I'm saying? All I see is green.
Hey,
you know what I
man.
mean? And he ain't talking money, y'all. He talking herbs.
all that old being cold and it's nippy and all that shit over with now.
Oh, okay.
It's over with.
Speak your shit, Killmonger.
Yeah, man.
It's raining next week, but right on talking.
Hey, it is.
Talk to
Nah,
him
I
now.
don't know.
I was about to say,
Pull up on next week like,
Threw his whole shit off. You're like, what?
like, hold on, what?
I planted too early.
Man, that Farmer's Almanac, that shit lied.
man, I put all that shit up already.
Nah, man. It's
Yeah, your sundial not gonna be popping
It
it.
feel good outside now, man. So
Nah, it's actually good to see some better weather, man.
Nah, for real.
hell yeah.
Yeah, real talk,
Definitely
man.
need it, man. What's going on with you, player? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm just putting some things together. I had like some pushbacks on when I wanted to release certain content as far as the music, but I'm getting that stuff taken care of, and I kind of have a game plan on how I want to execute stuff. And the main thing was trying to execute and make sure that I'm consistent with follow-ups instead of just being like, I want to put this out. And you know how difficult that is for everybody that's putting out content, the hardest part is consistency, because the proper way is to have a team. But we already discussed that that's kind of obsolete because of a lot of selfish behavior and mindsets and fear of other people being more successful than the other.
I mean, I'm Team Uno.
Yeah.
One. So
One.
a team of one doing it all, man. Just
Yeah.
working it out. I got different personalities now.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get on, Posen Ivy level right here. You know what I'm saying? And have the earth and nature have my.
Posen Ivy. I can't Posen Ivy.
You know what I'm saying? You got nature on your side. You got the earth with an F. You know what I'm saying? On your side.
The whole earth.
The whole earth. You know
All
what
of
I'm
the
saying?
earth.
So, that the Dolo life is a little difficult on this side of the.
Spectrum.
Yeah.
He knows what that means.
Yeah. I did want to touch on something that I wasn't gonna speak on. What's up with 40 Water getting escorted out the arena?
Hold on, what
after
happened?
the game? Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Apparently he was, courtside, because he repped the Warriors hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of the bandwagoners have started to come out.
Yeah, somebody's probably talking shit.
That's what happened. It was a fan that kept heckling him, and he finally said something, and then he got escorted out. He released a statement on his, I think it was his IG.
Hey, y'all Sacramento King fans, hey, check it out. Be humble, man. Be humble. You're doing a little too much. It's a little too much black and purple. Reel it back. Relax. Act like you've been here before.
They haven't.
Act like you've been here.
Well, not in 16
haven't.
years they haven't.
Yeah. That's
You know what
over
I'm
a
saying?
decade, bro.
Yeah, it's
All
over.
that old extra.
They don't really know how to-
And it's not like we're not hating on y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Act like you've been here.
I mean, we've been here. I mean, the Warriors been here. My Lakers been here. You don't see us. You know what I'm saying? Just
Just
focus
calm
on
down.
getting that chip.
It's the first
First
game.
one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, focus on getting through the first round. You gotta take it round by round, game by game. You can't focus on the chip.
Right.
Like, you gotta get close enough. Y'all ain't really smelt it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Relax.
Relax.
Respect your jaw.
Tell your brain to tell your jaw. Relax.
To relax. But anyways, before we dive into it, do y'all have any updates in y'all lanes or some things that the masses may not know or may have went over their head, or maybe it didn't get enough coverage as far as in the sneaker culture, or tips on how to grow and eat better before we really dive into the main conversation that we finna have?
Man, they finna
Hey,
release
Stan.
the black and white pandas again for like the 98th time. So if you haven't gotten a pair or you want another pair, Dunks. Okay. You got a pair on, you
black
should
and
know.
white one?
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
I guess he's spending too much time in the fields.
I mean, you said pandas and shit. I thought.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
I know, but I thought it was at the zoo or something.
Have you ever heard me talk about animals?
Sometime.
Nah, you ain't never. You said try to make it look better on him sometimes. You ain't never heard. Nah, not unless it was snake skin, materials possibly.
They had to evolve from animal to now product is the closest you're gonna get to him talking about animals.
I don't remember last time I was at a zoo, bro. They could be going extinct. I'm like, for real?
Because when you said the black panda, I'm like,
Black and white pandas. Yeah,
the black and white panda.
Yeah. And that's
That sounds like a knockoff version of Black Panther, don't it? Yo, we couldn't find, but we got Black Panther here.
who?
And this go crazy.
After you guys,
This one is starring Brandon T. Jacobs. It's T'Challa.
Look,
That's a whole different universe. That's a different Marvel universe.
hey, I did get some history though at Sac. So we had this little event at Sac City. It was a Welcome City event. So all the different areas and programs and departments on campus.
Okay.
They had tables out in the quad or whatever, and then community members from Curtis Park and William Land and that whole South Land Park area. They would come to the campus, and it was like a 3-hour event.
Okay.
And so this last semester or whatever, we've kind of had this initiative focused on black students and dismantling anti-blackness at the college. And so one of the faculty members or the staff members who worked there a while back when we were students, she came in and she had this the Sac City's logo or the mascot is a panther, right?
Okay.
So she had an older Panther shirt, and I was like, "Oh, that's hard." I was like, "I want to take that and make the like Black Panther jacket." You remember the 66 or 67
Yeah.
Black Panther jacket? And I was telling my supervisor about it. She was like, "I don't know." She was like, "I don't know if we could do that." Man, I'm at the event. There was an older guy just sitting there by himself, and I just was like, I need to introduce myself to him. I didn't know who he was. Started speaking to him, and the mascot for Sac City was walking up and down. He had the Panther outfit on. And the OG just said to me, he said, "You know that Panther right there, man?" He said, "That Panther used to be brown." He said, "Back in '63, we made that Panther black." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "We had a Black Panther chapter up at Sac City." He said he
Really?
was one of the members. I don't know if y'all heard of the Oak Park Four. I never heard of that. I don't know if Oak Park Four. I'm gonna have to look that up. It sounded like the
Oak Park 4?
Yeah, it sounded like that. What's that? Those group of young men in New York that got arrested for the
Oh, Central Park 5?
sounded. When he said that, I was like, okay, I need to look into this. But apparently, the Panther that we had at Sac City used to be brown. It was changed to a Black Panther in recognition of the Black Panthers. So I'm definitely about to take this thing. And we have a place now at Sac City called Makerspace where they got like labs for like they got 3D printers. They got embroidery labs. They got shit you could carve on wood, laser print,
Okay.
all kind of shit.
At Sac State?
At Sac City.
Oh, City.
Free to use for students, free for faculty as well.
I mean, like, Sac City students or Los Rios students?
Honestly,
There's a difference.
honestly,
Catch me up there.
Los Rios, probably Los Rios.
Bring that
Los
ID
Rios.
card.
Yeah, Los Rios. And listen, the labs is hella big, bro. And every area is like specified. It's hella stuff in there that you could go in there and make labels and stickers and all that in there. I'm planning
Before
on,
Cole about to come out with some cups.
There you go.
I'm planning on going in there though, but you might want to check it out.
Before you interrupted my session, there's more sneaker news.
I don't know how I got on that tangent,
But it's a good tangent.
Yeah,
that's
nah,
very
that's what's
informative,
up.
man.
Animals.
That's
That's
very
what's up.
Animals.
There
The
you
Panther.
go. Yeah, there you
I got
go.
you. Yeah, connected.
Right.
Yeah.
Nigo signed a deal with Nike.
Okay.
Nigo. Nerds. Pharrell's boy.
Oh.
He signed a deal with Nike, so he should have some type of collaboration or project coming sometime soon.
That's the other black guy.
No, he's Asian.
Yeah.
Okay, the Asian guy is
Yeah,
named
he's
Nigo.
Asian guy,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was 3 members of that group, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You're talking about Chad. Yeah, I don't know what Chad is doing these days. And then my guy Nigel Sylvester, the professional black BMX. Yeah. Well, basically, Nigel Sylvester is a professional BMX athlete, and he has a deal with Jordan. I guess say Nike, Jordan.
Okay.
Well, he's released a Jordan 1 already, but he's actually getting ready to release Nike Airship, which is actually pretty dope. I'm digging it. So that's going on, and I mean, like, you know, they doing drops all the time, but Kip got a shoe that just dropped in collaboration with the company that's pretty dope.
Okay.
And
Kiff?
yeah, you know about Kip, right? Yeah, he be going crazy, bro. Yeah, shout out to Ronnie Fig. He be doing this thing.
Okay.
He actually just
Okay.
did a collaboration with Adidas, Adidas and Clarks. It's a 3-way collaboration. So it's Ronnie Fig, Adidas, and Clarks. It's actually pretty dope. It's a lot of stuff going on in the
That's
sneaker
actually
world, man.
sounds like some dope
you
sneakers.
know what I'm
Hey.
saying? Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff be going on, bro.
Can we talk about those fucking backward shoes?
Oh, the Mischief back. What? See, sorry. So the thing about them is Mischief. They are the people behind the Big Red shoes,
Right. The big cartoon
Them Sonic the
Astro Boy-
Hedgehog shoes?
The Astro,
Right, Astro Boys.
The Astro
And then they
Boys.
also like they do a lot of like novelty type releases because they released a shoe that looked like a boot. Like if you broke your ankle or foot or something.
Wow.
So they
I used to call those the Kobe 2s when somebody had it at high school. So you got on one Kobe 2.
So they do a lot of like novelty type stuff. It seems like they have fun, but they made this shoe that could be worn frontwards or backwards. My issue with it is just like both ends kind of look like they both
wearing
look like
the
the
shoe
back
like
part.
this?
Both ends look like the back part. So whichever way you wear it, it almost look like it's backwards. The only thing is with one side, your toes out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really funky looking. I think it was Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
He was
that's
wearing-
that's his music name.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover was at a basketball game courtside wearing those.
Yeah.
And so they got a little more traction behind that. But yeah, it's definitely
They're eye
different.
catching.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah, they different.
Yeah, eye catching is one way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know,
Like if you step on a nigga toe, you're like, man, you stepped on my heel.
Yeah.
what the hey, what are those?
Well, it's like somebody's running, like you don't know if they're running towards you or
Moonwalking forward, y'all.
he taking hella long to get here.
Oh, you going the other way?
Is he running in slow motion in real time?
Here we
I'm
go.
so confused. Yeah, it's
Nah,
just,
those got to be like that. Whoever is creating those, it seems like there's more like for the art of it rather than like the practicality.
And that's the whole
of it.
thing.
Okay.
100%. Like I said, they have fun because I mean, at the end of the day, who's wearing those big red Astro boots? Like really, like I seen a few people like try to pull them off and rock them. Like yeah, these are fashionable, but they're not.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just waiting for the lows and then we'll see.
Ronald McDonald already got the lows. You late? You're late. You late, my G. Like, those are
mids.
PE.
Niggas ain't fucking with the mids.
Nah, not the
Those are
mid, just the
PE.
lows. You know what I'm saying? He said just the PE.
Yeah, Ronald got those. Those are PEs.
Nah, I
Those
seen
not
niggas
dropping.
get
Those
their
not
foot
dropping.
stuck in that motherfucker.
Well, because the thing about it is the way that it's shaped. Like once you put it on and like start walking in it,
Cut off
Yeah.
your
due
circulation.
to the material of it, it kind of like pushes air out
Like a suction.
So it's more of like a suction thing. So then once you try to take it off, there's a whole process to take it off where
Madness.
you need a
Nigga
friend.
became a
Madness.
cartoon
Look,
character for
when
life.
you need a friend
Madness.
because they have to pull that off for you. You know what I'm saying? It's
This is when you find out if you got real friends when it's time to take them boosts
Yeah,
off.
I wouldn't be helping your dumb ass take that off. I'd be sitting there laughing at your ass.
All of a sudden you go live. Nah, go ahead, take them off, dog.
you sleeping
Take
in
the
those,
boosts
my
off,
G.
man.
You sleeping in those because
You are now a cartoon
you want to
character.
take those. Yeah, it's time for me to go.
I think my greatest fear if I was young would be getting stomped out by somebody that got those on, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like my
don't
mind
know
just
how-
goes in weird places where it's
You know,
like
it's-
if I was getting stomped out with some of those,
And you start hearing cartoon sounds like boing,
bing, 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 with the actual word of the sound effect,
stomp
like
the coins out this mother. Finna get an extra man, cuz.
And then all of a sudden your score go up. Like,
you're gonna earn the extra life and everything. That would be my fear, bro. I'm not
Top
trying to
score.
because you'll never be able to live it down.
nah.
Yo, hey, that's Red Boots right there. Why they call him Red Boots? He got on all black. Nah, man.
You have to be there.
Yeah, man. 3 youngsters stomped
just
him out for talking to him crazy with them red boots on.
I'm
Like
just ready to
cartoon
see
scene,
it.
Astro Boy just flew in and just flattened him. He was
I just want to see somebody wearing some skinny jeans with them on and sagging
Oh,
them.
dog.
Sagging their skinny jeans with
how do
those.
you sag skinny jeans? You know what? That
They-
sounds like a different conversation.
You would need to sign up for a class. That looks like you might need a
I don't.
Bro.
You shouldn't even be wearing skinny jeans, but that's none of my business.
And here we are with
To
with
each their
boots.
own, man.
Yeah.
yeah, man, skinny jeans, man. Y'all stop it, man.
Quit. Stop that.
You're cutting off your circulation.
They be wearing skinny shorts.
That's like when
Bro,
females
it's
was
all
wearing
these different.
the
I
waist
just-
trainers.
Everything
Bro,
is so slim.
everything is like I don't understand. It just looks painful, looks uncomfortable. Whether it's the boots, whether it's skinny legs, whether it's hoochie daddies, whether
Hey, look.
rompers for males.
Look.
It's like, yo, I'm
All this-
glad I'm where I'm at my age
You're
right now.
wearing skinny
Yeah.
jeans in 120-degree weather. You're cutting off your circulation.
I just have, like I said, I have these different images. Like, well, how do you run from motherfuckers in that, or what? You know what I'm saying?
You kind of gotta like.
Or if somebody wanted to like pull up on you because they had a problem with you, bro, I'm gonna start laughing
But it'd be hella funny when they pull up their skinny jeans too. That shit be
because they don't go up.
No, they go
just
up.
jump.
They gotta do that shimmy.
They just jump. That's
shimmy.
it. They
They gotta
they
do
help
that
themselves
shimmy
jump,
when
and
they
it's
do
like,
that.
what's wrong with you? You okay, young man? You okay?
Your ethicas is showing.
Yo,
The ethicas and the what you call it? What's the haircut? The Edgar.
Yeah.
You gotta have some of them be having the Edgar haircut.
What is that? I'm out of date with,
So
with the haircuts. I got
I
dreads.
just found out what Edgar haircut is. All right,
Break it down.
So to my Hispanic brothers and sisters out there, this one is for you. The Edgar is the young Hispanic brothers that have the bowl cut. You know, you seen the little bowl cut that they be having? That's called an Edgar.
When we was younger, we got Edgars. They just slap a ball on your head.
No. Not a black haircut Edgar, but like, you know, like how the some of the Asian kids we have, or the little white kids.
Wait, you talking about with the hair?
It's still hair.
Yeah,
and
all the way
it's
around.
tapered up under, like kind of.
Yeah,
It's like
because we had
faded
our
up
stuff at least faded and blended in.
And our hair was grown
It
out.
was somewhat blended.
I mean,
I've
depending on what they
been
were
like-
doing.
I definitely
because
been
you know,
in the bowl
like
cut.
back
I
that
had
old
that.
school bowl cut. It was dark
Then
and then light.
Yeah.
It didn't go
No transition.
It didn't. Yeah,
It wasn't no
it was
in between.
rough.
Yeah.
Just,
It was rough.
You could clearly tell your older brother was practicing on how to cut your hair.
Edgar, they be. I guess it's. I don't know if it's a
Mine was a
derogatory.
single parent.
Mine, excuse me if it's derogatory. I don't know, but that's what they say. That's the Edgar. So you know, you got the brothers that be dressing with the Edgar.
What your mouth is.
Hey fool. You know, we grew up in Visalia, man.
Chalevato.
I don't know what's going on.
In Visalia,
Don't come for me.
you gotta have grown up in Visalia.
Who's this kicks and sneakers over there
Don't
guy?
come for me.
What they call him? The Rolling 60? Who is that guy?
Talking about
You'll
you,
see a different beam inside. Don't come for me.
light the beam.
All right.
Nah,
All right.
We probably gonna get some threats in the conversation. Man.
Yeah.
Hey, I said, calm down before you pull up at the Whole Foods and show you what's up. Harold. Got your name, homie.
I don't know what's worse, the joke or you know what? Yeah, man. Peace and blessings to everybody. It's all love over here with me.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. To dive into it, wanted to address the conversation of, I would call it a false culture with the way things are perpetuated in our culture.
Like,
Well, for example, the things that have, I'm not going to say we, I got to get out of saying we, the things that have been glorified, and then when you get a little bit older, when you get a little bit more wisdom, all of a sudden, those things are not cool. And the question is, it's kind of like a multitude of questions, to be honest, but I guess the question that I pose is, how do we make things that should never be cool uncool? How do we uncool the cool stuff that's damaging to the culture?
well, I mean, I feel like it's a preference thing because certain things that people deem to be cool, I don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I guess it all depends on what side of the coin you stand, and then it's, you know, going from there. Because I mean, like, a lot of stuff people think is cool, I don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, in the stinker world, right? And we'll do it. We'll go this way with it. Kicks are expensive.
Yes.
They are hard to get access to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially the collaborations and, you know what I'm saying, the more popular brands and shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So fakes have become huge. Like there's a $1 million, possibly $1 billion market on fakes or unauthorized kicks or bootlegs, whatever you want to call them. And there has been this growing community of youth and some older people gravitating towards the fakes because they're easily accessible and they're affordable because these fakes are only being charged at retail or below retail. So if the Jordan 1's released for, you know, $175, and then after they drop, the resale goes up to like $500-$600, you know, that's a lot for the average. But if you can find somebody on, you know, like the We app or whatever on IG moving fakes, then it's like, you know, $160 shipped. Like shipped, you do the math, like it's $25 to ship. That's okay. $160 shipped. That's lower than retail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have been wearing fakes. Me as a collector, I don't approve or agree with that. But then, you know, they say fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Right. And so if I ain't got it, but I'm on my way or I'm trying to or whatever, I'm going to fake it till I make it. So I'm going to just wear the fake J's until I get in a position where I can buy the real J's. And, you know, I just start buying real J's. And like that whole term, fake it till you make it. It seems to be popular and a lot of people rock with that. They agree with that. I don't agree with that. in any aspect, in any form, in any way, right?
Right.
And it seems like in a lot of cases that seems to be something that's heavier in our culture than any other, right?
Yes.
If you don't have it, if you're not able, then you're just not able, and that's what it is, and it's okay. But
Right.
with us, in our culture, it's like fake it till you make it, because if you don't have it, letting it be known that you don't have it or you're not able is not cool. And it's like, but that's the reality, right?
Yeah.
In a time with inflation and it's hard to like make money and budget, and then when you are making money, you have priorities and bills and things you need to tend to.
Right.
If I'm not in a position to go out and get $700 kicks like you because of your privilege or your job that allows that, then it is what it is. Nah, that's not cool. Fake it till you make it. Get you some fake ones, rock those so you can look like those who have it.
Yeah.
Why?
And then it's crazy because then you get exposed, right? And
At
then
some
you
point.
get ostracized because you're faking it. But the irony is the same people that will ostracize you for faking it probably didn't respect you or don't respect those that don't have, but show more respect to those that do have. Kind of like, the meme that goes around where it's like, oh, it's crazy because your best friend or your closest people won't promote you or your business, right? But they'll tell Drake happy birthday on Instagram. Yeah, I thought that was funny, but there's kind of some truth to that. And so it's like the reason why people perpetuate certain things or certain behaviors is because they want attention. They want the admiration that you show others. But then at the same time, if they get caught being somewhat of a fraud, then they get ostracized, which both is going to get a certain type of attention, whether you're praised or whether you're ostracized. But it's like, you just need to be yourself. Don't be fake. But it's like, well, you support fake. You see what I'm saying? So,
100%.
I think it boiled down to like people having that confidence. Like if you ain't confident in yourself, then you kind of can't talk that way. So really what I think it comes down to is like people bravado, right?
Yeah.
So like when you have, like for me, I've always kind of been okay with who I am.
right.
And
Just kind of, brother. You want to talk after this?
I didn't really want to. All right, I've always been okay with who I am. I've been super confident in being me, so much so that people recognize that and they've like said it like, "Hey, you comfortable being you. I like you because you don't try to be something that you're not." And that's what a lot of people are doing, is that they're trying to live up to this expectation that other people have rather than just like being them and having a bravado about it. It's like, shit, I am me. I like what I do, and just talk that same kind of like talk how people who might be a baller talk. You know what I mean? Like if you a nerd and you okay with being a nerd, you could be a cool ass fucking nerd.
No, 100%. You know what?
Yeah.
It's crazy though, because I don't even think it's always the expectations, but it's the want to fit in,
That's
not
for sure.
be left out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or align with what people think are cool to help build your confidence, or or give you some false sense, I would think, because trying to fall in line, fit in, not be left out,
Right.
be seen as cool, trying to put forth that extra energy just means that you're not confident in who you are, right?
And it's easier doing that.
So then, like, do we have a lot of confidence in our culture?
I think
Like,
In our
'cause-
culture or like ourselves?
nah, I'm great. You know what I'm saying though? Because it's like people make it seem like being yourself is not what it is.
it's a lot of contradiction behind it though, bro, because it's like people will ostracize you for being yourself in certain circumstances, right? But then they'll praise you for not being real depending on what the scenario is. So it's almost like public opinion shifts all the time, and there's not one, and it's just with us, like with
this
our
teetering
culture,
scale.
it goes back and forth.
That's crazy.
And I feel like with our culture, it's only that way with our culture, because we don't have like a true code of conduct. It's a case by case basis.
Well, also, people are, you can tell when someone isn't confident about who they are. So you'll be ostracized because sometimes people can pick up you ain't really who you are saying or presenting yourself to be. For instance, the only people who have ever made fun of me for wearing glasses were my parents. Like just talking shit.
Like it's y'all fault. This is genetic.
Like when I found out I had to wear glasses, which was in the 3rd grade, I was like so ready to wear. Like it wasn't something I was gonna hide. So I don't think people like picked up on the energy of like not being confident or like something, or most of the people at my age who had to wear glasses, they was trying to hide that they wore glasses, or they wouldn't wear them because they didn't want to look goofy or something like that. And so me just was like, I need to wear them, and I just didn't care. I don't think people picked up on this like lack of confidence in wearing glasses to where I was never made fun of for them. And I had them big ass round goofy glasses when I was young.
Oh, you had the Alfred Pennyworths.
I did.
You had them.
The same pair I got on now.
To make fun of people when they used to do this type of shit.
Yeah, I had
You had them big joints on.
Look, I did. I had the big round
cataracts.
joints. Like, but then I ain't never had the Coke bottles.
Okay.
I never had no Coke bottles. It's just
The ones that make your eyes look small.
yeah, never magnified my shit.
I know what y'all about to talk about glasses.
I can see the
My
curvature
nano
of the
down.
earth.
I never had those. Anyone who had to have those, I would not wear glasses if I had contacts. Instantly.
I'll run into everything before I put these on.
Why did it look like you got 2 magnifying glasses on? It's so
Why you keep looking at me like that? But yeah, man, I think it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of that. Like you could pick up on when somebody is not confident in who they are, because it's like with women.
But sometimes people are good at pretending. You know what I'm saying? Until it's exposed. Like for example, remember the Bow Wow challenge, right? And like they was dragging him because he put like the fake.
He had like he was hopping on a jet.
Like he pulled up in the Rolls Royce, and then somebody seen that post on the plane. It was like, oh nah, bro.
He wasn't even in first class. He was in coach.
He just talked about that on Math Hafiz.
Yeah, and I seen that interview. But one of the crazy things was there was a point in time where his lifestyle was that way. He actually can share that. Yeah, I had this and I had that. He had a lot of stuff going for himself, but the whole culture of you're faking it, and it's like, well, technically he could probably get that lifestyle back at any point because he's already created the network and the outlets and stuff like that. But people were so hell-bent on the fact that he was perpetuating something, a lifestyle that he's probably hasn't seen that on that level in quite some time, right? But it's like, that's what y'all respect though. Because if y'all did respect normalcy, right, he would have just been like, yeah, I'm getting on Delta or I'm getting on this. And it'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, flying the same shit that we all fly.
Spirit flight, y'all.
Y'all been talking crazy about my man Bow.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing about it. It's like, it's weird because celebrities do this all the time. Like
yeah, we probably don't even know when they're doing it.
Some of them have admitted it. Like Ocho Cinco has admitted it.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's, you know what? I don't feel like he admitted it as so much as he kind of myth busted. Like, because you would believe that somebody of his stature with that type of money would operate a certain way. He was like, fooled you. I'm buying Claire's jewelry. Yeah, this is I seen it was Slim Thug. And he shared a little reel or a clip or something. He was like, you want to know how I stay with so much money? He said, look at this. And he had on a shirt and he pulled the tag off. He was like, yeah, $5.99. Like the shorts, $12.99. He said, yeah, I be having on all this jewelry. He's like, but all my clothes be cheap. I don't be out spending all that money on designer stuff. You know what I'm saying? I buy something that fits well and feels good and it don't cost me a lot of money. He's like, but the jewelry, that ups everything. So I be in the club with niggas who spending thousands on clothing and looking, and I be getting by just fine. And so it's just like, I feel like there's a certain level of expectancy or assuming when you see celebrities in the limelight and you're like, oh yeah, they got to be balling out. They got to be spending this, that, and the next one. Yeah. And then when you hear they're not, you're like, whoa, you're not. What do you mean? Because you expect that, you assume that, right. Or why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how, like, okay, so I make millions, and so you think I'm finna spend thousands on clothing? That's not how you keep
your millions.
That ain't how I got here.
Right.
So why would I start doing things differently once I obtain a certain level to appease the broke people?
Right.
Right.
Who are trying to look like celebrities?
And that's the crazy thing in our culture again, is because we listen to people that make fun of broke people who used to be broke.
Bro, Lil Duval gets up every morning like, wake y'all po asses up. And I just be like, bruh, I'm finna block dude because you're not finna keep talking to me like that, okay? Because first of all, I'm in between blessings.
So he can't be talking to you.
Yeah, he can't be talking to me.
He's talking to me, though.
Bro, he ain't talking to me.
You shouldn't accept that.
Derrick Grace Jr. too.
Well,
Derrick Grace too. He kind of got that energy too. But I mean, he at least giving knowledge and shit.
yeah, he is like I think one of the things I learned from him is like, well, no, I didn't learn it from him, but I learned this from someone else where when you see all these celebrities wearing diamonds and gold, it takes the value out of the gold when you have diamonds in it. So that's why you see some rappers like Nipsey did it. He had like solid gold chains. That actually holds more value. Diamonds are not on the same value level as gold. But yet we're like, oh, they're shining, they blinging.
Oh, or like the Cuban link that Mano was wearing that Troy Ave had.
Oh.
You talking about that like that?
Yeah. Yeah, like
that's crazy.
Yeah, you wow.
That's crazy.
I would, yeah.
I like Ty Hater, by the way.
What I was gonna say is,
I hated
and the
that
remix.
fucking song. I hated that song, man.
Not, you know, I heard
You
something
finna
about
come stomp
diamonds,
on your
right?
garden?
So like, diamonds are not
Shano.
as valuable as people make them out to be.
No, they're not.
They're
They
actually
look
not-
they look amazing in the right lighting, but that's about
they're
it.
not as valuable as people make them out to be, and they're not as scarce.
And
as they make
They're
them
only
seem.
valuable because of the way
cut.
what they look. But the true value in the diamond is in its ability to cut things
Yeah.
or drill into things.
Yeah.
Man. That's the true value, but it's not really what we paying for.
Yeah.
Or they paying for, because I don't got no diamonds.
Yeah. I got a little bit, but just a little bit. Point, a little bit, whatever.
I don't think it's any of your business what I got. So moving forward and talk about my diamonds.
No diamonds, man.
He got a Rolex.
I don't.
It'd be for sale. It'd be for sale
With
right
the papers
now.
and everything, it'd be gone. I was no, we don't.
Like another part that I want to kind of get at as far as culture is like, you know, and it kind of goes back to making things not cool. Like, let's say the gangster mentality, being tough, being the tough guy, you know, especially in a time period where everybody is so tough behind the keyboard, behind their phone, subliminals. And I really believe they're trying to make up for what they really feel about themselves.
They lacking it.
They're lacking it.
They said a lot of person in the room is usually the weakest or the brokest.
Yeah.
I feel like
You need to make up
shouldn't
something for
have
the
to.
digital age.
I feel like you shouldn't have to, right?
Yeah.
If you're really about that life, you shouldn't have to campaign it, broadcast it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in my experience, most who really are quieted out the way.
Yeah.
Due to being about that, because they probably have some issues or some tension or some you know what I'm saying? Or it's like because of the past operating like that, they know how valuable it is to not just come off like, yeah, nigga, what you mean? What you want to do? Huh? Like, it's just like, bro, chill out, man. Like, I sent you something the other day, and dude was like, you know, he's like, stop acting like you the Blake.
Yeah.
You don't have to act like you the gun, being all tough and everything. Like, act like
for
it's
sure.
not cool to smile. Like, you can smile and still be hard. Like, smiling don't make you soft. Try me.
Yeah.
That kind of made me think. Y'all seen the King Von documentary?
No,
I have not, but I heard it was crazy.
I don't. No,
I do want to watch it, but I heard
I think that the reason I'm bringing it up is because you was talking about the whole demeanor. So like the smiling and all that. Like this dude was definitely one of those who was very soft spoken and smiled a lot. Wasn't very loud in that way. But apparently his reputation preceded him.
yeah.
and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? People
But-
who
It's like a game now for them. It's more of a game. It's not about like these about things that actually spawn something to happen, like the catalyst for certain things. It's really just they just playing point games on each other.
It's like a game of chicken.
It is.
Yeah.
It's you know what I'm saying? It's like because when you think about a game of chicken, you be like, all right, I'll crash. You won't crash? I'll crash. We'll go head up. And then it's like
y'all both scared.
Both scared,
Shook.
bro.
Both scared.
And then the first person that actually pop off, it be like the other person hit the brakes. Whoa. Why are you doing all that? Well, you were just talking like you want to. No, I was just, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? And it don't make no sense to even put yourself in that type of position or predicaments. I mean, I've never got why you got to act all tough and walk around with your chest out and be at the events, not smiling, not enjoying yourself. Like, bruh, like.
I think the craziest thing for me being an artist, right, is that there's a gangster persona that gets respected and that a lot of listeners respect, especially if you can act very well, right? But when you listen to the lyrics, because I remember in the 90s, it was always mobster references, right? But as time and music has evolved, one thing's for sure, even back in that time period and now, the people that are glorified more are people that are not gangsters. They're billionaires. They're people that own things. The least aggressive person in the room. Not to say that billionaires can't fight or whatever the case is, or they can't defend themselves.
Because Bruce Wayne a bad mother not going.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like they understand what's more important, and I think that deep down inside, people want to live a certain type of lifestyle that's away from controversy, that's away from problems and negativity. But so many people don't understand, because like a lot of people, they've referenced Bill Gates' money or Donald Trump before he became president, or Jeff Bezos, or all of these people that are not aggressive, that are not flashy. You could easily walk past them in the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, well, if that's in the music, and that's kind of the goal. I mean, a lot of black people glorify black billionaires and black success. But if these are the goals, when you turn that music off, or when that inspiration kind of simmers down or whatever, why isn't it pushed for, that's trash right there. Drug culture, gang culture, all of that is trash. I don't even know why. Like, it's older people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now that we are pretty much the young OGs, we're you know what I'm saying? We shutting it down, but the younger people, with all of the knowledge that they have at their fingertips, right? And all of the things that they're exposed to, understanding what's cool. Kind of like the way they band together about bullying and cyberbullying and cancel culture. It's like, okay, that's cool and all for certain aspects, but when is that going to be a conversation where it's like, the gang culture is cool, the drug culture, or the gang culture ain't cool, the drug culture ain't cool, none of this is cool. We're deleting ourselves and we're deleting each other. That's the part where I get confused. That's like, and you understand and you comprehend, but you still perpetuate.
Because it's slap.
I mean, it do slap.
It's appealing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then in another instance, a lot of these younger individuals who are listening to that type of music, they have never, it allows them to immerse themselves in something they've never experienced.
Yeah.
Something they've never seen, right? Yeah. So then you hear somebody else, I didn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you seen the memes, like, I work a 9 to 5, but in the car on my way to work, I'm a drug dealer. I'm a
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you get in the car, and shoot him, and bang, bang, and you might see somebody in the car like bro,
that's me on the way to work, 8:15 on the 99, man.
See? This guy. But it's just like a lot of people do that, and what's so crazy is if you talk to actual individuals who have lived that lifestyle, as far as like gangsters selling drugs and things of that nature, like all of them were trying to make it out. Well, majority were trying to make it out. Some didn't know any better than it. But you'll talk to them like, that's not what it is. I did what I have to do, and things from that. I would love to.
People don't follow up on what happens after their success.
Like, and they're trying to keep a low profile though. Yeah, like the thing back then was keeping a low profile, not really talking about the things that you've done or others have done.
Man,
and now
now they're keeping a low profile on things that they're involved with in a positive light. Now that's the part where I definitely understand, because you don't want nobody messing up your business, but it's also frustrating too, because where you left off was, I remember there was a big time, but when you look at Jay-Z's success, you look at even Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy is married and you know what I'm saying, happily married and all this other stuff. And then you look at somebody. I just seen a clip where Daz was talking about things that he has going on, owning construction companies and businesses and owning thousands and thousands of acres and stuff.
Land,
you
know
what I'm
Because
saying?
ain't nobody really, nobody, it has to come from within the community, and nobody was really willing to talk like I like how Waka talks now, right? Waka Flocka. I like how Waka Flocka talks, where it's like the things that he's learning, he talks about the things that he used to do or the way that he used to things as if it's lame. Like, that's the way you have to speak about it, is like,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People don't have that ism in them to be able to say, man, that's some lame ass shit y'all doing. I'm over here doing this cool shit over here, popping my collar, because they just don't have that ism in them. A lot of uncool people just aren't able to give off that energy to make people think like this is something that they should be doing as well.
But see, this is the thing about it. It doesn't matter if it's cool or not. You feel me? Like,
well, no, I'm saying the word cool.
But the thing about it is, like, because like you were saying, a lot of people who are, you know what I'm saying, when you're younger, and then once you get older, right? That's how you kind of start things off. And that's the thing about it. I think, like, as you get older and you mature and you go through these experiences, you get a better understanding of what is actually worth investing your time, effort, and energy into, and what really accounts for more, and what, you know, your values change, right? Yeah. So then the thing about it is, a lot of people are perceived a certain way when they were rapping or putting out whatever it was as far as drug dealing, gangster rap, or whatever the case may be. And so then when you transition away from that, a lot of people still want that same facade. They want to be viewed the same way, right? So then they won't turn around and tell you about this because it might be contradicted, but it's only contradicted because I came into the understanding of doing better.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, doing the juice bars, like, and
I went from doing this to doing that. But the thing about it, what you're missing is, I had to do that, but I made a profit off of doing that, so I no longer have to do that, and I can operate differently and betterly and in a more abundant way that is uplifting, not just to myself, but possibly my community, my family, and things of that nature. But when you start talking about uplifting, you lose people because they don't see the value in it, right?
And it got to be authentic too, though. Like, were you your authentic self before, and are you your authentic self now?
Well, see, and that's the thing about it. A lot of people do things for a profit and for a living, right? Instead of it being what they truly live or something that they truly portray. So then that's another thing that is kind of confusing, because it's like, you know, you heard, like, for instance, you like Drake don't really rap street, right? No. At all. Yeah. But he's had some lyrics where you was just like, no, you're not.
No, you won't. Not. No,
but
you won't.
They still accept it. He'll still let him rock. They'll still let that ride, right? And so why can't it be like that for others? Why can't you call people on their stuff if that's not really what they're doing? Because they give off that facade. Yeah. Is it really authentic though? I feel like we can kind of tell the difference between what's authentic and what's not. So then where is the cancel culture and the calling people out? Like you were saying?
That's what I was going to get to.
If you're not authentic in it, it kind of shows. And it's like, because I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, all right, for instance, the Dipset battle and the Lox battle.
For sure.
In that battle, you could tell who really was in the streets in New York and who really had the pull and who was really authentic with the whole. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Jim Jones and Cam and them not really like that, but like, yo, the Lox are like, they had an album called We Are the Streets, and I feel like they are like the embodiment of what NYC was and back in that day.
Yeah, and that's
you know what I'm saying? And they were authentic in it. Their lyrics hit different.
And because, I mean, Cam, if you look at Harlem, why they were so attracted to the South, because they have he used a lot of Southern beats, especially on Purple Haze. They was using a lot of Southern beats, so they had kind of like this. The music might have been hitting.
It was a vibe
before,
because like he hopped on stage and he's like, my computer's putin', and we was like, what? that lyric just don't hit the same no more.
It does not hit the same.
But the computers,
because we have iPhones and tablets,
but it was just the lyrics itself.
If it ain't.
Like my car is carring.
Yeah, but see, back then when you were walking, it was like, yo, facts.
Yo, he is insane.
What? Like, oh shit, that's what happened.
How he do that?
Yeah.
But it's just like the lyrics should hit different, and if they hit different, you're like, yeah, I ain't really with. But people will still be drawn to it and rap it and sing it and uplifted. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just like there's the cancel culture is it's funny.
I mean, cancel culture for if we're talking about the black community though, cancel culture, like within the black community,
It's
really
conditional.
it's really about if you going against us as black people, if you're from outside the community and you say something that's against us, like we trying to cancel you. But black people don't really try to cancel people. It's the other group that just showed
cancel
up.
culture.
They be trying to cancel.
But see, I feel like we could learn something from the aggression behind that, because whether it's right or wrong, when they do it, they be getting shit done. And I feel like with us having a better code of conduct of like, nah, we not representing that over here. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna take leadership, I feel like, in every pillar to make that happen.
We don't gatekeep though.
We too divided. I think
No. We gatekeep.
You think so?
Yeah, we gatekeep each other. We gatekeep against each other.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because we don't gatekeep like the way others do.
Oh, the way, yeah, they close that gate, and I dare you to hop it.
A lot of different, like they gatekeep, and there's and they'll call you on it quick.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're too busy trying to be accepted.
We're trying to be accepted by everybody but each other, and we trying to gatekeep each other at the same time. So we're running in place, still trying to hit gates at the same time, and.
Got on mischief shoes. Damn it.
Damn backwards shoes.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Don't know if we're coming or going. Sheesh.
But yeah, I think that like, because I'm definitely a solution based person. I feel like that's like one of the big problems, not the biggest problem, but that's one of the big problems that's high on the list, where it's like there has to be a certain mentality where it's not accepted across the board. You're going to have, little groups of people that want to give pushback and, make it about something else. Mm-hmm. But until we have a code of conduct, we're like, nah, that's not popping over here like that. We will look at you as an individual, not a part of what we are, what we're building. I think that will change it, because those were the things that push things forward in the past. Everybody being on a court, even if you didn't rock with each other, even if you didn't like each other, you know what I'm saying? Our history shows that MLK and Malcolm X did not see eye to eye, and there were some shots being taken, but there was still a code of conduct to a certain degree.
I think that might be something that our older generations might be able to probably do, or because I see as like the young people, even in our demographic, like our age group, it might be a little bit more difficult for us to be on the same page. In regards to that, but I feel like the older groups, they probably have gone through different experiences and been rebellious enough and to where they are kind of. I'm just imagining it's
so crazy, bro. Because I'm sitting here, I'm listening to you, and it's like, it's so crazy how so much was done back in the day, in that time period, due to the unification. Regardless of how you felt about things, you had a certain level of understanding that in order for us to progress as a whole, to move forward, to make things happen, to get results, we all have to stand on this. I know you might feel some way about it personally, but you know, you understand that even if you want to see change, for you to even be able to exert your own thoughts and opinions, you have to stand with all of us so that we can progress as a whole. And then once we get to that place, if you feel the need to divert in a different way because of how you feel, you're actually able to do that now without any pushback because of the progress we've made as a whole.
Right.
And it was easier to kind of build those. There's too much social media. We like to talk too much. We like to tell people about what we're planning on doing too much. I'm
big on like not saying everything that we need to do live, and because our history has also shown us when very intelligent and strong leaders put that out there in the masses, it was either destroyed or they were destroyed, or both, right?
And then a whole different genre adopted that and made moves with it.
Not really, and not even really modifying anything, just taking that exact same formula and going 10 times further, because again, we will get distracted. I think one of our issues is we get distracted by movements instead of moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and that's the issue. It's like, oh yeah, I stand over here, I stand over there, I stand with this, and I'm against that, but nobody's moving. Everybody's in the same spot, going back and forth. So when are we going to start
each other?
Yeah, when are we going to? Yeah, not even win, but got to move forward. That means, you know what? I don't like Poe and I don't like veggies, but I know it's important, and I know that he's important. So we got to figure something out. That's how it's supposed to go, because other cultures, other cultures do that. Right. Well, and they don't display too much of the feuding the way that we do. We love turning the camera on. And I mean, that was okay for long periods, like long ago in hip hop culture, battling and all that.
Culture,
right.
In hip hop.
But it's never okay anywhere else. Like even when two black celebrities beef, it's amplified and it's shared everywhere.
Because
but like
people don't know how to handle things behind closed doors. It's almost like in a marriage, you feel me? Like if me and my wife, I'm not married, but I'm saying if me and my wife have an issue, that is an in-house issue.
Right.
You don't go run to your moms, you don't go run to your pops, you don't go run to your friends. That is an in-house issue that me and you deal with. I beat your ass, you go to social media. Excuse my language, but not because the whole thing is so tacky.
That's in the
it's extremely tacky, and you letting in other people who don't know the specifics or what goes on behind the scenes or how genuine the love is. So even though we had an altercation, we might not see eye to eye. At some point, we're gonna get things situated.
Yeah,
we're gonna come to an agreement, and we're gonna continue to live together and rock together. You go tell your friends. Your friends are gonna look at me differently, regardless of what's going on. Your parents are gonna be on your side.
But most importantly, they're not going to respect you. Like when you get out there and you display this behavior, even the people that may agree with your point, they're still going to have a lack of respect for your situation moving forward. Because let's just say you get past that and you grow. Their vision and how they feel at that time stays the same,
and they're gonna continue to hold on to the things that you were able to forgive the person for because you love them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So while you like you said, you forgave him, we grow, we move forward, you forget, it's 2 years down the road. Like, what about when he did it?
And that's what happens in media. That's why I think 100%. Media platforms have a responsibility on what we talk about and what we perpetuate, because it gives everyone else that's looking at us under a microscope an opportunity to be like, see, look at them. See, even though that's not true, it's just those 5 people or just that small group. The whole entire group is judged, ostracized, critiqued based off of those small amounts of people.
But they say birds of a feather fly together in a sense, right? So if I'm doing something and I rock with y'all, then I'm sure Poe and Spill is into that too, and they be doing the same thing. It's like, nah. They don't be in the kicks like me. No, I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's assumed, right? It's expected, right? So it's just, I get it. 100%. 100%. They connect us all together off of the few interactions or altercations of a couple, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately. So I 100% see that. But it's just, and then another thing is like it seems like it's all about attention and the likes, right?
Yeah.
And in some cases, I guess exposure.
Yeah.
I guess. Like, cause I'm just saying, like, why else would you hop on social media and do all of that nonsense? What is it for? What is the point behind it?
You want some sort of validation or gratification because
dopamine is definitely a dopamine hit for sure. Yeah. It's definitely a dopamine hit. Yeah. And even like, I know how you feel about it, but I know Poe follows it more like a lot of the different channels on YouTube and the different communities on YouTube, the different pill communities and podcasts. Where I've dived into is just getting familiar with a lot of Black people in that space. And I understand that people have built a following or a fan base on what they do, but there's just not enough of these conversations. There's not enough of solution-based conversations after the topic is being brought up as far as, why are we still here? Now, that question gets posed 24/7, and people have a tendency to keep saying, well, it's this and it's that, but then there's no
How do we get around it?
Yeah, how do we get around that? What are we
How
gonna?
do we come
you
to
know,
common
what's
ground?
your
How do we?
or what's your pledge? Right.
Okay.
A couple of dollars I could throw away. Like, nah, that's not what we mean, bro.
We'll take it.
allegiance to
But yeah, what's your pledge to
Help solve the issue.
help solve the issue?
What are
You rarely
doing to
hear
help
that.
make change or initiate anything at
Yeah.
all besides just a conversation of what's not getting done.
Absolutely, for sure.
A lot of people don't have that
What's your
because
contribution?
a lot of people are stuck on just perpetuating the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. And just
Yeah.
talking about it consistently, like to, I guess, draw attention, validation, dopamine hits,
Build
whatever the
themselves,
case may
yeah,
be,
sure.
without actually the progressive talk that needs to follow.
'Cause they
That's
don't care
one of
about
my
that
biggest issues too, bro. Because it's like, why speak of or acknowledge something that's bad or detrimental or no good for if you don't have a solution or at least suggestions to change it?
Because
Yeah.
the solution would mean that the problem would go away, and if the problem went away, then I wouldn't have nothing that drives me. A lot of these people really have nothing going on.
You probably shouldn't be in the driver's seat anyway.
Yeah.
They have
Right.
nothing going on, and so the thing that validates them and gives them some sort of entertainment or kind of makes their day is drama. And if you have a solution for the drama, then what's going to give me any kind of like motivation or that dopamine?
Why
Yeah.
can't you just follow up with how things are going and the solutions and the progress being made from the drama that you discuss and the conversation that was had to solve it and how things are going since then?
That's
People don't
why
know how to step out the box.
I have such
There's some help.
a strong appreciation for like the people that does consume our content, because I think they understand where we're coming from and what we're trying to do. And so yeah, for those that are listening, I definitely appreciate it, because there's a lot of people that are familiar, and I'm just speaking on my anecdotal experience right now. There's a lot of people that I personally know that know what we do, how consistent we are with what we do, but they continue to add and perpetuate the same old bullshit. But then when something massive happens, they're the same people. Well, we need to change this. We need to reform this. And it's like, yeah, you're catering to your personal narcissism by openly saying what needs to be changed instead of promoting things that are working on the change.
And what's so crazy is like in those instances, even though it is, narcissistic, and they're right. We do need to change this. We do need to address this. But now what?
Yeah.
What's next?
What's your pledge?
Have you been taking notes? You got any information?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to say what needs to
It's a
change?
pop quiz for those of you who didn't know. There's going to be a link in the description.
5 answers are expected.
Yeah.
Or solutions, suggestions. So get busy.
Right.
I mean, like seriously though, I feel like we talk about it. We don't have the answers, so to say, but the suggestions and looking at different ways to go about things, I feel like we do shine light on that. We do,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
do address other things. Cause like you said, unifying, like actually gatekeeping, you know what I'm saying? Having a code of conduct, operating differently in a lot of cases, going against the grain of what's been put out there. And, but it's like, 3 brothers in a room can't do it by themselves.
No,
you know
we
what I'm
can't.
saying? Like it takes more than that, but I feel like a lot of people, they fear being ostracized by going against the grain or stepping outside of the box. So while they might have ideas, right, suggestions, a game plan, they
That don't
step,
require a mic.
they won't step out on it due to like somebody like, no, that's not how we. But the whole thing you have to do. Anybody who made change in the past, they went up against that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
They were ostracized. They were talked about. Fingers were pointed. A lot of people didn't agree. They had to fight. Like Huey P, Martin Luther, Malcolm X, right?
Angela Davis,
You know,
James Baldwin,
like,
the list goes
you,
on.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there in order to see anything happen, because once you do that, the people who believe in what you're saying or believe in the changes that need to be made, just like you, will start to gravitate towards you. Right. And then that's when things start to happen, like, you know what I'm saying, unifying and getting together and putting a better game plan together. And now it's not 1, it's 2, right. It's 3, it's 10, it's 20. And then before you know it, it starts to really get the ball rolling, and more people come out of the woodwork. Like, oh, I had an idea for it. I'm suggesting, you know what, I was thinking we could do that, and then X, Y, and Z, and before you know it, you have a movement.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Like a real movement, not a movement with just a group, but a real movement where it's like, I never thought this would happen. I'll give you an example just from a music standpoint. After Ether, I never would have thought that I would see Jay-Z and Nas on stage together. You know what I'm saying? And to be real, after that, I think that those two men understood their position, and you never really heard diss records coming from them about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? There was a bigger cause. Now, my thing is with right now, I mean, Us Three is a great example. You know, you're heavy into the garden, and I think that's important to our culture because we have it bad when it comes to health. Mm-hmm. So having somebody that knows how to grow their own food, that literally survives off their own food, right? You have somebody else like yourself, Jelani, who has created a business that is not common. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I can show you how to take care of your stuff. I'm literally showing you how to save money instead of every single year parents buying shoes every single year. You know what? You don't want to pay my prices? Get my book and my guide and save yourself some money.
The cleaning kit too.
Right. So I think that my frustration, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck because it's like right here, and even in our whether it's our city or whether it could be circle or whatever, there's so many people that we know what they do, they know what we do, but because they may be affiliated here or there, or I'm tied in with these people, or the common, but what does that do for me instead of what does that do for the whole entire culture? You know what I'm saying? That there's an issue. We should be struggling with trying to put out content because we're so connected with other people in different projects and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate and I love the fact that we have the space for it, but there should be a different type of busy along with it. And I think that is due to not because people don't know what you do or what you do or what I do or what we do collectively. There's that fear of like, well, I ain't trying to give up my resources because, you know, I want Poe to blow up. And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm still running in place. That is insecurity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or I know Jelani got this knowledge, but I don't want him thinking, you know, that is insecurity. And I know that our culture struggles with insecurity. As talented as we are, you know, as trend setting as we are, as intelligent as we are, I think insecurity is one of the biggest diseases in our culture. And it's amongst each other. Like, we'll do whatever it takes for a job. We'll work hard. We'll work with somebody we hate because we got bills to pay. We got kids. You know what I'm saying? We have families, right? But when it comes to each other, it's like, oh, it's an option?
Let me get a discount.
Yeah.
Bruh. You know, it's so crazy. So check this out. Whatever is meant for you, as long as you do the work, you'll get it. Because you said like networking with somebody and the resources and them blowing up. And that doesn't mean that your time isn't coming. I think that's the issue a lot of people have. They always want it right now. You got to make sure you're doing the work and you're standing on it. But if it's meant for you, it will come when it's supposed to, as long as you do the work and stay consistent, like you mentioned earlier. And I think a lot of people let that go by the waistline, or they really don't draw attention to that. But you have to do the work, you have to stay consistent, and you have to have the right energy and mindset in the midst of all of that. So looking at somebody else and what they're doing, or being intimidated by what somebody else has going on, that doesn't align with your goals, your plans, or your forward progress at all. Right. To even have that type of mindset or put that type of energy out there. So you have to understand that and rock genuinely and be authentic in who you are, what it is that you do, and have confidence in your gifts your talent, your knowledge, your business, and how you're moving, right? And whatever's meant for you is gonna come. It might not be year 1. It might be year 10. It could be year 5.
Yep.
It could be 8 months.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's all about you pushing a hard line, staying consistent, having the right mindset and energy, and doing that and believing that your time is coming. And stop watching.
Sure.
Stop clock watching.
Yeah.
A lot of people are
And
clock
pocket watching.
bro.
Man.
And that's what's preventing progress for a lot of people, right? Stop watching the clock and stop watching other people's pockets
your
or being
eyes on the
intimidated
road,
by
man.
other people.
Right.
You should have blinders on, right? Like every horse runs a race; it never sees the other horses.
Yeah.
Right. You never see a horse like, oh shit, you ain't finna pass me. Like, run your race. Stay consistent in what you do, right? Be authentic, along with the right people. Stay consistent.
And stop trying to race people that don't even know you racing.
And then the whole thing about it is like this. How do you know you networking with somebody and sharing resources in them isn't the investment that you need to place on somebody else for somebody to want to invest in you?
I had a call this morning from an artist that I wanted to sign. And that's not the direction they wanted to go years ago, right? But yet that individual occasionally will call me and ask me for advice when certain opportunities pop up. And I give them the advice. Not because I'm salty that I didn't get my way, not because I'm threatened that they may have an opportunity that wasn't presented to me. It's because they already displayed value in me just by calling me and asking me a question that they think I may know. Because we have a lot of that too, where people will bypass you because of pride or because of ego. And that might be somebody that needs your help.
Nah, man, I turned them off, man.
27 alarms.
Turned them off, man.
That's that gatekeeping mentality, Papa.
Nah, real talk.
That could be
man.
another gardener.
Whoever
Look, so my
Looking for soil for
but
for her.
But I understood that and I appreciated that, you know. And there's some people who I won't give no game to whatsoever, or I will give none of my assistance to that I think that can use my assistance just because I see how they operate and I know they're not for the big picture.
For sure.
They're for their own personal selfie. You know what I'm saying? And so, but for the most part, I will help people in areas that they probably don't know I'm knowledgeable in, or that I'm very knowledgeable in, because I see how genuine they are and I see what they are willing to do for other people. And I think that's the part where, kind of answering my own question in the beginning, where I say making certain things uncool, hating for no reason. I'm trying my best to gatekeep those people that have that issue until they go do some work.
Yeah.
I do have a gatekeeping mentality against people that are not really about the whole picture, just about how good they look in it. You know what I'm saying?
No, you have to be like that because that shit is just funny just thinking about that.
It is funny.
You know what's even funnier? A lot of hate and intimidation comes from a lack of confidence.
Yeah, for sure. Because they don't want, like, rather than them being, man, I want that for myself. I see that person, maybe I'm envious of him and I want that for myself as well. That's something, and maybe I'm feeling a certain type of way because I'm not there yet and haven't done the work to do it. But a lot of people just be like, I don't want them to have it. I want to have it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all that.
You no, I'm playing.
Yeah, that's a selfish, like.
Yeah.
Nah, it's definitely selfish, and it's crazy because you said that haven't done the work.
Yeah.
Like man, you have a catalog. I have a catalog. You have a catalog, and what I mean by that is you have
a body of work
that extends over a certain amount of time to show that you have done the work, right? I think that's one of the biggest things you can have, because when it's your time, you have all of this to showcase, and not only showcase, but to fall back on and reflect on and be like, boom, this is kind of what validates me. I didn't get here by chance.
Yeah.
I actually got here because I've done the work, and I can show you the work that I've done, and I can actually build off of this and move off of this, right? I'm not a one-hit wonder.
Right. It forces people that are interested to play catch up, like, wow, they've been at this a long time. You can't really get around, as far as them being truly consistent and really offering something valuable to the world, you can't get around, was it the 10,000 hours concept? Yeah. You can't really, if you are really contributing something to the world, there's no way around it. I don't care how many posts you make. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care how many people are pole jocking you. You can't get around it. If you look at truly successful people that contribute something to the world, you will see the catalog. You will see the timeline. You will see the work and the work ethic developed in the process. So why waste any time that's not guaranteed on hating or despising or understanding that you have a personal insecurity and not working on it? Yeah, or being intimidated.
Especially when you haven't done the work, you haven't put in the time,
right.
when you don't have the hours. That's what's so crazy to me. Like, instead of pointing a finger, you should be self-reflecting, right? Searching self and figuring out how I can. Where I can make adjustments, how I can grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I get to the next level? How can I get better at my craft, my business, what it is that I do? What more do I need to read?
Real with yourself.
Who do I need to talk to? What research needs to happen? You feel me? Get out of social media and get on Google and look some things up. Right. Go to YouTube and watch some videos. You know, I don't understand it.
One of my favorite things coming from one of the least favorite people was Kanye West saying Sway did have the answers.
Yeah, man.
And he did.
He did.
He had to tell you before.
And I think so many people have a bad habit of looking and assuming that you don't have the answers, or you don't have the resources, or you don't have the value. And then when it's too late, it's like, damn, that was probably the most valuable person I came in contact with.
That goes back to something you said earlier, though, because a lot of people will not listen to you when you have the answers if you're not in that elevated position, if you're not the celebrity.
That's a really bad mistake.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a terrible mistake.
It's like, it goes back to saying, you know, like faking it till you make it, like in putting, not so much that, but putting value in people who aren't real or authentic or you don't really know.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Like that elevated position that they have ain't necessarily coming from them having the knowledge and the work ethic.
True.
Right?
True.
So while you're placing value in them and you're following them and you're looking up to them, you're looking up to somebody that's going to have a long fall because they don't have the body of work or the knowledge.
Foundation.
Boom. You see what I'm saying? Versus somebody who has the knowledge and, you know what I'm saying, the know-how and knows how to actually convey that to you, but you won't listen to them because they're not a $100 million individual, because they're not driving all the Rolls Royces, because they're not, they don't have the blue check. At one point, that means nothing now. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, because now everybody is trying to get a blue check, and that doesn't even validate you. That's what's so crazy. It just verifies you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, but too much value has been placed in a blue check that now
instead of the work.
Man. Come on, bro.
Yeah. And that's one of the people out there that, not going too far off of it into it, but the people out there that bought or got a blue check just to be validated as an individual, I do feel bad for you, because it goes back to that insecurity thing. People that do have it, because it's like, yo, at least I can control the attention I might get that I've been trying to get. Go for it. I hope it works for you.
Right.
I hope it works for you. And the reason why I have to separate and differentiate the two, because it's still the same concept of when people bought followers. People bought followers because they were clout chasing, but some people bought followers at certain time periods because it's like, yo, is this what y'all need to see what I can do? And it's unfortunate because you don't have to do neither if you have a strong foundation and the proper support. And like, that's something that our culture lacks, because other people get together. I see, you know, like earlier, you know, I was, you know, doing the impressions and stuff, but one of the things that I respect about Latino people is they rock with each other. They get together, they get homes.
Don't too much about the internals.
You know what I'm saying? They make it happen. They hustle. Immigrants in general, they come over here and they're like, yo, you see them over here? You see them over here fucking up? Oh yeah, we about to get on this. And I don't care what immigrant it is. I don't care if they're Russian.
Unify, we stick together, we rock.
Yeah.
And we keep our money in our community.
I just recently learned though. So apparently the reason that a lot of the immigrants are able to open up shop in black neighborhoods is because obviously the black business owners were prevented from owning businesses within black neighborhoods, but also immigrants were prevented from opening businesses in white neighborhoods. They were only allowed to open businesses in poor black neighborhoods. So that whole game, that like I always thought it was like, oh, why y'all always opening a shop in our areas? But the other end of the spectrum, I mean not spectrum, but the other end of that is they are prevented on their ends from opening their businesses in white neighborhoods.
Right. And then when they get successful, it's they're taking their gerbs. Shout out to South.
Gerbs.
Shout out to South Park.
Gerbs.
They took our gerbs.
Knowing damn well that ain't no job you ever wanted to
Exactly.
do. That's nothing you had. That never even crossed your mind.
You on the couch. You on the couch, man.
And you was not on the couch Googling porta potty cleaners. You was
been
not
trying to apply, get people to hire. They've been trying to hire people for that position for 10 years.
Yeah, straight up, man. But I mean, I think we all made some solid points, and hopefully it reaches one or two people or a group of people that say, you know what, I never looked at it like that. But I definitely know that there's an issue with, and we did cover some solutions, but there's definitely an issue with certain things being cool and certain things not being cool. And I think those things need to be swapped around. Like, it should be cool to rock with each other. And I'm not talking about for the gram either, because people love getting on the gram and saying, yeah, I rock and black businesses and la 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 la. But it's like, no, you can't say that you support black businesses because you only support two people that you grew up with. That means taking the risk of, or not even the risk, it's not a risk, but just going out there and saying, you know what, I trust my judgment in what I want to buy and what looks good. Because I do it, I just don't promote it all the time. I mean, I do it all the way down to the type of products I use as far as in hair care, beard. It goes down the list. I do support, but I don't need the validation from the world to say, good job, Dizzy, because you support this. I really feel that way. And when you really feel that way, you start trying to find other things that you can replace in your life that is going to be beneficial to your culture. You're always doing that. I got a ton of stuff on Amazon that's black. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, yo, this looks good and this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? But what are you doing it for when you're supporting? I know what I'm doing it for.
Right.
So what is, you know?
That dopamine hit.
I think you created something. You doing it for that,
horrible.
That dopamine hit.
Horrible.
Anyways, man, we gonna get out of here. Good conversation, fellas. For you guys that are listening, we, as always, we appreciate you. For you guys that are new to watching our channel, listening to our content, please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. I'm your boy, Dizzy D Spill, here with my co-host
Jelani Evan, Kicks and Sneakers.
Farmer Poe.
And you've been listening to the Notion Podcast. Until next time, peace, stop hating, rock with each other, and start making stuff that ain't cool. Cool.
Love and soul.
Just
Yeah, you can hit the email, you feel me, if you got some solutions.
Yeah, hit the email.
DMs.
Leave comments. We want to hear your solutions if you think you have better solutions or great solutions.
Collab. Let's fox with each other.
Yo, we out of here, man. Peace.